extensive consultations with the President-elect of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and other party stakeholders. Just to report that the National Working Committee of my party, the APC, reached an agreement on a formula that has resulted in the zoning of the Senate presidency to the South-South geopolitical zone and the Deputy Senate presidency to the Northwest geopolitical zone. For this, I want to thank my colleagues, senators-elect, who are not from the APC extraction, who are from other political parties, and there are many. As I speak, I think the stability group who are out to ensure the stability of the nation and the next polity are in their numbers, about 69 of them as I speak now, and the number is growing. We are hoping that in the nearest future we should reach a consensus where there will be no rancor, and every report from the Sun newspapers will be Akpabio Barao elected. So I am extremely humbled that the party went further to adopt my humble self and my brother, respectively, for the two positions. And I want to thank the party for it. I also want to thank the President-elect, who must have, one way or the other, given concurrence to the decision of the party. And most especially, I want to show appreciation to my distinguished brothers. We have ongoing induction, so we have batch A and batch B. So today is the beginning of batch B. So some of them in this group said I should tender their apologies because they are at the International Conference Center at the moment doing their registration. So we are, myself and my dear brother, the incoming 10th Senate Deputy Senate President, my brother Godswill Akpabio. We are both committed to working tirelessly to ensure that the Nigerian Senate serves as a true voice of the people. We are also deeply committed to promoting transparency and accountability, values that we believe should be and will be at the heart of everything that will be done in the 10th Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We are, however, not oblivious of some of the little bit of angst that the zoning arrangement could have caused some of the aspirants. So it's almost like somebody aspiring to be a president of the country, and then Nigerians say, okay, the presidency should come from this other region. That person may be angry because he must have prepared for it. So we know that with time, we are working hard to make sure that everybody is on board. We have recently emerged from an extremely competitive electioneering period. I don't know whether you noticed that in your various states. Unexpectedly, some nerves are still free. The joint leadership partnership between Senator Godswill Akpabio and myself and the stability group of senators of the 10th Senate seek to ensure unity and peace in our dear country. We are confident that approaching you today and with your partnership that will bring reconciliation to all and ensure that whatever we do will not only remain in the national interest, but will ensure the peace and promotion of unity of our dear country. So we will ensure that the members of the 10th Assembly put aside their differences, whether you are from this political platform or the other. Once you enter the chambers, you think Nigeria. We'll focus on activities that are for the common good of all Nigerians through legislation. We will work tirelessly to ensure that the voices of our constituents are heard at all times, and we respect those voices. And we'll be very gender friendly, for your information. We'll be very gender friendly. When I had the opportunity to be a governor, I think I was the first person that ever appointed a chief judge in my state as a lady, and I think I appointed two of them. also gave an opportunity to a woman to be a deputy governor for the first time in my state. And I put forward a woman also to be a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I intend to make sure that in the various committees, in the National Assembly, the 10th Senate, that the women we have are also well represented. I would not want to give the Committee on Women Affairs to any man at all. So I believe that the legislature must operate independently without a lot of influence from the executive branch. This is already enshrined in the Constitution. This means that both arms of government must respect the principles of separation of powers and not infringe on each other's constitutional responsibilities. At the same time, I also believe that the legislature and the executive, the independence in question is such that must be mutually respected and mutually beneficial. Above all, having the nation's interests at heart. I believe this will be the plan of the success of our democracy and will build a stronger and more prosperous Nigeria. There are several contenders, like I said, for the offices of the deputies of the president and that of the president. But when I assess the resume of my dear brother, who has been a veteran legislator from the House of Representatives through to the Senate, I think they are on the second or third term in the Senate, fourth term in the National Assembly, and even currently is the chairman of appropriation. I think you are the one appropriating for all of us in the Senate. And his deep love for Nigeria. I see competence in him. I see a shared vision, and I see exhibition of patriotism. And I'm sure that we are going to have very serious and very thorough working understanding, relationship between me and him, first of all, and between me, himself, and my colleagues, and then also we will extend that to the executive. I'm saying this because he was running for the office of the Senate President, but when he assessed the realities, area espoused by the Director General, my brother, Senator Ndume, he humbly stepped down and said that a Christian from the South should take a shot at the Senate Presidency. Thank you, my brother. Of course, I won't stand here to extol my virtues. I will not say anything because you already know me. My uncommon public appearance today before you is evidence of the fact that of course, when I came, most of you were shouting uncommon, which means you already have my uncommon track record in governance. And when the DG was trying to explain my uncommon election by my colleagues in the 8th Senate, in the office of Senate Minority Leader, he said he came to the back door. I actually think they brought me to the front door because it was unanimous. And then I think that at that time we had about 49 senators from the opposition, from the minorities, and I still thank them for the honor and respect given to me. And I know that they were not disappointed. Later, when we are together, I will tell you some of the things I did, which they will never forget in their lives. and they are still very excited. So I thank you. So I came to the front door, not the back door. So I want to say that I have the requisite legislative experience. In terms of the executive experience, you already know. I had the opportunity to serve as a commissioner for about 6 years. I'm a lawyer by profession, only 36 years at the bar, when some of you were not born. But I was going to 37. So definitely I've seen some that were not born. So, And I had the opportunity also to serve as a governor for 8 years. And very recently, outside being a senator before, minority leader here and there, I have also served as a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria with the executive experience. So bringing me out to serve in the 10th Senate means that I'm going to combine all the experiences I've garnered directly in the last 24 years. And then, of course, you know what that means. Nigeria will be better for it, and the Senate will be enriched. In reality, our nation is at a crossroads. Untenable macroeconomic indices such as high inflation, high level of unemployment, low revenue, and low domestic manufacturing, resulting in over-dependence on imports. Some of the challenges facing us, which we intend to address through legislation and through partnership with the executive arm of the federal government. A multifaceted approach to solving those challenges I just mentioned will be required. The Nigerian Senate must lead the change and must charge forward in contributing to the growth of the domestic economy. I think that everything will center on security, economy, unemployment, of course, production, which is the key to ensuring the employment opportunities that we will create for our future in the current unemployment. Yes. The one and Thank you. So you can see that we are very gender friendly. Distinguished Senator and former Deputy Governor, Senator-elect has just joined us, and a woman for that matter. I thought the woman would. So the challenges facing us will be to create a more conducive environment for businesses to thrive, and then this will be carefully designed and implemented. We will do so through legislation, regular and extensive oversight of government spending to ensure that public funds are properly utilized and effectively and efficiently used for public purpose. My colleagues are very determined to ensure proper oversight functions are carried out almost on a daily basis. Some of them have already started checking out some of the abandoned projects in their various complexes. So, these categories of legislations are mentioned, as well as others that will promote the growth of the economy, will help to create a more prosperous and a more vibrant nation for all. Those will be our priorities. On the 10th Assembly priorities, I can now mention, I can itemize some of them for you to have a glimpse into the future. We provide quality, stable, and inclusive leadership at the National Assembly with a view to providing robust legislative intervention when necessary and making relevant laws for the good governance of our dear nation. We will galvanize a united and viral support base to the incoming administration of President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu that will provide credible government policies for the advancement of good governance, rule of law, and progressive National Assembly activities. We are very determined to sustain the January to December budget cycle because I believe this will help. In the 8th Assembly, there was a failure in that respect, and this has been corrected in the 9th Assembly. So we intend to sustain that, the January to December budget cycle, and we'll work hard to make sure that we keep this in focus. Everything within our reach to enable us to have the renewed hope agenda actualized for Nigerians as espoused by the incoming administration. We will develop and promote innovative bills that will enhance revenue generation while exercising effective oversight functions on government expenditures. I will say this in the sense of Lagos because I'm always using Lagos as an example. That when the incoming president was governor of Lagos, said we made about 600 million naira as IGR on the ground. By the time he left office and put in place certain policies to help in generating revenue, I understand Lagos is making well over 59 billion a month today. I haven't seen the money, that's why I just said I understand. I think if we apply this to the nation, you see that all the fear that people are having about indebtedness in the nation will be totally assuaged. That the man that is coming on board is somebody that already has experience and has done it before. I'll do it again. And with an uncommon Senate president and a very experienced Deputy Senate president and very experienced colleagues in the 10th Senate, I think the sky is the limit for Nigeria's prosperity. I thought somebody would clap for that. Well, I also intend to ensure that we support our members in bill and motion drafting, presentation of legislative arguments, legislative briefs, and general understanding of parliamentary practices and procedures. This I will not do by myself. We want to do what the doctors call refresher courses. As I speak now, I had a meeting with the Indian High Commissioner to Nigeria, and he has offered to give scholarship to the National Assembly members in badges to go to their own institute in India. And I believe we will also do the same for America and other places. We have to enrich our knowledge, because sometimes your vision is limited to your exposure. So I will make sure that we do also train the trainers, so that even in-house we'll take our colleagues on what we know and what others know, so that they'll also become very versatile in legislation. I believe we'll have a bipartisan network. Issues of national interest will be our priority. We'll support members to develop their own legislative agenda, constituency work plan, and then they will have integrated representative model where it will dovetail from the National Assembly to the grassroots. And I'm also aware that sometimes people do not get enough feedback from the constituency because most of the constituency offices are not working. I intend to go around and visit some of the constituency offices of my colleagues immediately we are inaugurated, so that we see how we can help them. And those places must be staffed so that they can get inputs from the various senatorial districts in Nigeria for better legislation. While, of course, the usual practice of making laws, particularly public hearings, will be upheld to get inputs from the public. We will pursue and lobby when necessary for the rights and privileges of our members. And of course, we will not leave behind the rights and privileges of Nigerians within the realms of the Constitution.